Sure.
The purpose of this hearing today is the city has filed a motion for me to appear to counsel on a motion to start a hearing. And, I read that, and, since the city is the moving party here to appear through council, she gets to go first, and she can tell me why she should be. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The city has asked to appear in this case because Mr. Carr has filed at least one motion to dismiss, I believe two, and an amended motion at this point. And he raises several legal arguments about not needing a driver's license. While the officers in this case are prepared to conduct a trial in this matter, they do not have the expertise about statutory arguments or legal arguments around needing a driver's license, various statutes and the Constitution, or articles of the Constitution that Mr. Carr cited to, so that's why the city would like to appear for the motion to dismiss.
I would object to that.
Okay, Mr. Carr, that's the city's position on this. Now, in your opposition to the motion for leave to appear to council, you explain an awful lot of things, and I need to have you now give me a chance to tell me again why the city should not be able to have a council here.
The ordinance and the law is pretty clear. It states that the only way that the officer will even get counsel is if I'm coming with counsel. I'm appearing in my flesh and blood by myself, so therefore the ordinance doesn't give him any other favor as to when he could get counsel or as he could get this favor that he's asking for. He's not, the law is very, very clear. I mean, it says the only way shall. I mean, do I gotta get a Black's Law dictionary and interpret what shall mean for the courtroom?
No, I think that since 1968, when I graduated from law school, I certainly learned the definition of shall.
Yeah, and then it would be a violation of my due process as well,
Yeah.
and equal protections under the law.
You understand that the city is citing a statute that says 53.076C, upon good cause shown, the city may appear on pretrial motions through the city attorney, and that this is a pretrial motion.
And
I believe that the city has shown good cause.
but if it says shall not appear in violation proceedings unless counsel for the defendant appears. Shall not. Shall not is basic. I mean, I'm recording everything because whatever goes on here, I appeal, and I'm going to the highest courts with this.
You're going to listen to me.
I'm just saying, Your Honor, I just want you to know everything is being recorded by my First Amendment, and I'm just putting it out.
It's not a court of record, and there is a local court rule saying that you do not have the right.
Okay, well, I'll take that up with the higher courts.
So, now, getting back to nitty-gritty, you are insisting that they shall not appear, and that's mandatory.
That's what the law states.
But that is not contradictory to it, except saying upon good cause. Okay, moving on to your next argument. What's your next argument besides shall not?
Besides shall not?
Yes.
That the law is clear, and it's not even actually the arguments that I'm bringing to the court are basically off of legal questions according to your charter that all people in Jackson County are free to govern themselves. So therefore, we're free to contract at will. Part of the DMV record is a contract by law. So therefore, it's not, I have all of my Fourth Amendments, everything protects me. So actually, my motions to you are based off of law. They're not even towards the council. They're not towards anyone else. They're just based off of the facts of law. So I mean, whatever happens in these proceedings is just based off of facts of law. All I put here is facts of law. So I mean, I'm not going to sit here and debate, give jurisdiction, and do all this weird stuff. I'm just, as my positions were to you, to debate the facts of law, which I believe is your job to interpret the law. And that's all I wanted, was for you to interpret the law for your officers and for them, and about the facts. If the facts I put before Your Honor, you are correct, or if they are not correct, if you'll violate my rights or not, under color of law, or however we got to do this, I just put all the facts in front of you so you can make a decision. My facts are based off law. That's it.
Okay, well, I thank you for concluding your arguments with that statement. And the statement that you wanted me to interpret the law, and so I'm going to interpret the law, and I'm interpreting the law to say that the city may appear through counsel in this case. So I'm going to grant their motion to appear through counsel. And as far as your motion to dismiss all of these things, we can hear that motion now.
You can.
The motion to amend and to dismiss the damages.
Per Oregon Constitution.
Yeah, okay, now just a minute here. We're doing with steps one.
All right.
Step 5. First of all, I'm allowing the city to back to your original motion to dismiss this matter. We're going to have an argument with that. You want me to, you want to amend the motion to dismiss the damage?
Yeah.
City have any questions? He filed that on, way back when, to amend his motion to dismiss them with damages.
The city has no objection to him amending his motion. I pause on the with damages part. I'm not really sure if he's seeking damages in the motion amend or your phrasing there, but the city has no objection to his amended motion.
Yeah, for punitive damage.
To amend that, now, on the motion to dismiss on the grounds that he stated that he has the right to be a free citizen, and that he doesn't have to have a driver's license and all of that.
It's protected by your charter.
What's your position on that?
Your Honor, we oppose his position. Would you like my argument on the matter?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Carr has cited to the Constitution about the right to travel. He's correct that he has the right to travel as a citizen, but nowhere in the Constitution does it say he has the right to drive without a license. There's various Oregon statutes, including 807.010, that explicitly states a person who is operating a vehicle without driving privileges if the person operating a vehicle on the highway or premises open to the public in this state, and the person does not have an appropriate grant of driving privileges. There's also 807.062 that says unless otherwise specifically provided by law, a person who is a resident of the state cannot operate a motor vehicle in this state unless the person receives a driver's license or permit from the Department of Transportation. Mr. Carr has cited various statutes about commercial driver's license and how he doesn't need a commercial driver's license, and the city agrees he does not need a commercial driver's license, but he does need a regular license in order to operate a vehicle in the state of Oregon.
All licenses are commercial.
There are various, there are different classes of license. A
But all
Class C
commercial.
driver, a Class C driver is not a commercial driver's license. There is various other types of commercial driver's license, and then Class C is defined as a driver's license authorized, a Class C driver's license authorizes a person to operate a vehicle for which a commercial driver license is not required. It simply states this is the type of license when you don't need a commercial license. Statutory law is pretty clear. Constitution is clear in this state, and federally accepted society. Everyone needs a license for their car. It's a dangerous vehicle. It's a machine that can cause serious harm. I don't think there's any valid argument for why he somehow doesn't have to
from two different officers.
Failing to carry proof of insurance, and you've obviously pled not guilty to that, and driving while your license is suspended, you pled not guilty to that. And the other citation is another driving while suspended from a different date, and then failure to maintain a single lane of traffic. These things are going to be set for trial.
Well, I didn't get my chance to argue that, or state my points of law or view on any of that.
Go ahead, Mr. Carr.
You just totally neglected me.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, is this a one-sided courtroom? I'm just asking a
No,
question.
it has four sides to it.
No, I mean, where you're only trying to hear one side.
Okay, I'm hearing you both.
Well, obviously, my constitutional law right here, and if you go and get it, it's in your AM, and it talks about locomotion. And if you go to section 1, which my God-given rights, protected by the Oregon Constitution, and section 3, freedom of worship and opinion, to control the free exercise and enjoyment of religious opinions and interference with the rights of conscience. So I have a free right not to contract, not to do any of that, which is protected by the Constitution, the supreme law. And if you go into the United States Constitution, section 1, Amendment 1, section 9 and 10, that protects me as well. I don't have to go in, it protects me from any, Your Honor, locomotion and everything is protected in the Constitution. You cannot take a right and turn it into a privilege. We all know that. That's why I say my facts are already stipulated in the papers. I mean, you're wanting me to sit here and argue for me to get caught in my conscious mind and give you the right answer to the right words to give them the jurisdiction when you know my constitutional right is protected, my God-given rights not to contract with man is protected. It's part of my religion, like I explained to the officer. It's my God-given right to go as I please. It's my God-given right to travel freely. If you want to take away my God-given right, go ahead. It's protected underneath your charter. Number 2. So I've been reading charter. I've had to go through all of this to make sure I was in the correct. I've had 14 years of my life stripped away. All I ask is for a basic freedom to travel. If you want to take it, it's up to you.
Okay, Mr. Carr, thank you. Are you finished now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listening to both sides of the argument, and these matters are going to be set for trial, and I'm denying your motion to dismiss these things on the grounds that it's a God-given right to drive.
That wasn't the only grounds. It was also off the officer targeting, the other officer committing perjury on the stand. I got the recording. You could go on YouTube. And then one officer gives a testimony after you declared his oath completely different than the testimony he gave in the line of his duty. The other officer here, he had no probable cause to pull me over at all. When he pulled me over, I asked him what was his probable cause. He said he didn't have one on the recording as well. That's more than proper grounds to dismiss both tickets. You got to have probable cause to initiate a stop. And then you're not allowed to bring that same officer on the stand after he committed perjury.
You know, Mr. Carr, when I ask you if you're finished, and you say that you're finished, and then you start up again repeating yourself.
Well, that's more than one thing. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard when you already know it's the deck is set against you.
I need to know when you're finished, so I.
Okay, I'm finished, sir.
Okay, you're finished.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, these matters are going to be sent to trial. We'll have a decision based on the citation.
I'll follow it.
You disagree with this, opportunity to make your arguments about God-given rights and things. So we'll set these matters for trial. set it for trial, or should we,
It's already set for trial, February 28th.
February 28th? Okay, so they're set for trial on February 28th.
I'd like to move the court to go for jury, which is protected by my constitutional rights as well.
Excuse me,
To move to jury, move for a jury trial.
excuse me, you're not entitled to a jury trial.
I am because for any amount that's over $750, I'll file the correct motion with the court. I am entitled to a trial by jury by the United States Constitution.
Having a jury trial in this court.
Well, I am protected by one.
Trial in this court.
I'll file the motion so you could deny it.
Circuit court. So, thank you for coming.
I'll file.